And how big impact has 11 years cycle, Schwabe cycle, sun cycle with these spots, sunspots?
Well, that's the same issue, that lots of sunspots means more shielding from cosmic rays, and so presumably less clouds and a warmer Earth. You know, if there are fewer clouds, it gets hotter. So that's the basic idea. At the peak of a solar cycle, you know, there's a little bit better shielding, and so it's believed that at the peak of the solar cycle, there are fewer clouds. You know, the observational data that I've seen on that is not all that persuasive, but it's an interesting idea, and I think that we should continue to observe carefully. From my point of view, and there was a period in time when I funded a lot of this work in America, the best way to understand climate is not with lots of computer models, but with better and better instrumentation, so we can tell what's really happening to Earth's climate and keep good records, good calibrated records of the climate. Instead, we're squandering enormous resources on computers. You know, it's garbage in, garbage out.
And there is people who are mentioning Milanković cycles, long-term cycles that has a big impact on climate.
Well, it does, but on a much longer time scale. For those of your listeners who don't know, Milanković was a neighbor of yours, a Serbian engineer who was interested in how the changes in the Earth's orbital parameters might affect the climate. So he worked out that this ice age that we're in now for the last 2 million years or so, where we have periodic continental glaciers and then interglacials like the one we're having now, are driven by changes in the Earth's orbit, by the tilt of the Earth's axis, by the ellipticity of the Earth's orbit as it goes around the sun, and precession of the axis. So it's a persuasive theory, but it takes thousands of years for even the fastest thing to happen. So Milanković cycles could not possibly explain the short-term warmings and coolings we observe every 100 years or so. So whatever is causing that, it's something else.
Yes, for Croatian audience, Milanković is a Serbian scientist, but he was born in one small place in Croatia named Dalj, and he was living in Vinkovci, that's also in Croatia. That means he's coming from this area, and this is important for our audience to say. Okay, but there's other things also. Lots of people mentioning...
Milanković, he did this wonderful work when he was a prisoner of war during World War I in Budapest.
Really?
The Bulgarians were kind enough to let him work on this problem while he was locked up as a prisoner. We owe the World War I a lot for Milanković's theory. He wouldn't have had time if he was if he wasn't in prison.
Interesting.